future lawyers, it's your girl Jamil, and welcome back to Jamil's Journey to JD. As you can see from the title of this video, I am in Boston. I'm here for the National Black Prosecutors Conference. I'm here in Boston, so I'll be taking you guys along with me. But we are heading there now, and I'll be sure to let you guys know how the conference goes. But if you're ready, make sure you stay tuned, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. So far, the conference has been amazing. I decided to come. Today's theme has been based on domestic violence, and so I've been able to hear a lot of different workshops and sessions regarding domestic violence, how to work with people who are victims of domestic violence, some of the key things to look for, key signs, some of the stereotypes regarding domestic violence. Some of the prosecutors talked about the case involving Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. So that was also really interesting. I plan to go ahead and give you guys a recap about what that experience looked like. But so far everything has just been really good. We had lunch, that was good. The conference, at least the great part of the conference, is ending today at 4 o'clock. So we're gonna get ready to head out soon, but I just wanted to update you guys and let you know how everything is going. And probably in the next clip, I'll go ahead and let you know how everything was, just a recap of everything and all the notes that I took. And I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, so the conference is done. The sessions went from 8 o'clock this morning up until 4 o'clock this evening. And so I'm just gonna give you guys a recap on how it went, what my experience was. And yes, I actually do recommend anyone who's interested in being a prosecutor to join the organization. So I am a law student, and you can be a law student member. I believe I only paid $20 to be a member, so that was really good for me. The first session that we had was why domestic violence cases present unique challenges, and some of the conversations was around witnesses, capturing witnesses' testimonies, how you're able to get witness testimonies admitted into court as evidence. Some of the best ways to do that involved a forfeiture by wrongdoing. So I guess having the accused person admit that they did something wrong. So the presenter recommended the best way to find a forfeiture wrongdoing is by listening to jail calls or other potential sources of evidence. So whether it be a 911 call, looking at the criminal history of the accused person, and seeing if they have any prior acts of violence or of domestic violence in general committed against other victims, or maybe similar conduct or different conduct, whether it's the same victim or different victims. I know, for example, when working at the state's attorney's office this summer, that was an assignment that I was involved in, was looking up the accused person and looking at their whole criminal history, and also looking at whether or not that person has a history of domestic violence cases, and also seeing if it involved the same victim or if it involved different victims, and looking at the type of conduct that they have. So I'm definitely able to see that play out, or I was able to see that play out during my internship this summer. So I'm really happy that I was able to draw the connection there. The panelists also talked about like the hearsay exceptions, such as like spontaneous statements, 911 calls, the description of the physical abuse, the prior acts as we discussed, and also some of the issues that that may present itself when the witness is unavailable. It applies to testimony, and so 911 calls are not considered testimony. It's used to get help, and you'll learn a little bit more about that in your evidence class. So that was really good to just kind of get an overall analysis about what that looks like in terms of getting evidence in when you're presented with a domestic violence issue. So the second panel was regarding the People versus Daystar Peterson, which is also known as the Tory Lanez case. involving the shooting with Megan Thee Stallion. And so that was really good. The lead prosecutor of that case presented, and she gave, you know, of course, the factual background about everything that was going on. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the case, so Tory Lanez is a music artist, and so is Megan Thee Stallion, and apparently they were involved in a somewhat of a romantic relationship, although it wasn't exclusive. You know, they ended up going to a party at Kylie Jenner pool party, and they ended up getting into an argument in the car leaving the party, and he shot her. Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. We talked a lot today about the testimony of Kelsey Harris, given that she is a victim. I'm sorry, she was a witness to the incident, and some of the issues that they had around presenting their case, because apparently she was cooperative the first time that the prosecutors and the investigators had an interview with Kelsey. However, a few months later, she ended up completely changing her testimony, claiming that she didn't remember certain things. So they just gave us kind of a run through of how they ended up admitting the interview into evidence. So that was really good. There was also another workshop just regarding how to interact with people who are the victims of domestic violence, and also intimate partner violence. Some of the myths of intimate partner violence involve or include that that domestic violence is caused by a certain type of man or by a certain type of woman, or that women don't commit sexual violence, and that most victims of sexual abuse by women are rare. Those are myths. And so the presenter talked about why some of these myths persist and endure to this day, and some of it is regarding moral disengagement, or we don't like to think about ourselves as being a victim or a perpetrator. We like to separate ourselves to say that we are different, that it couldn't happen to us. Anyone can be a victim of domestic violence. The next topic was about stress and whether or not is stress controlling you, or are you in control of stress? And I thought that was a really powerful title. And so we did different assessments to determine our stress levels, how are we managing stress, you know, the type of work that we're doing, you know, being Black women, being in a, you know, predominantly male space, white male space at that, you know, the different types of, you know, challenges that can be presented when working, you know, in those environments where you're the minority, and you know, it can be, you know, just a very stressful job altogether. That was a really good topic. Another key tip or takeaway that it gave is that procrastination is a stress and trauma response, which I never really thought about, because sometimes I do procrastinate. All right, you guys, that pretty much sums up my experience at the National Black Prosecutors Association Conference. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!